Hello, welcome back to video number 2. These videos are going to record my wildlife garden journey, but also be a bit of a phone dump. So there'll be footage of days out, volunteering doing conservation work, volunteering doing garden work, as well as working on my own garden, possibly some arty stuff as well. Anything to do with conservation and wildlife, so if that's your kind of thing, continue watching. Little input from me. This is going to be the last clip that you see landscape. I filmed all of this footage before I decided to do the YouTube video, so I'm very sorry. Everything is going to be in portrait, but hopefully the next one, or the one after that, it's going to be landscape and we're going to be professional. So this is how we planned out our garden space. We did various plans and just sketched out ideas, came together, presented our ideas. We were mostly aligned on everything, which was really easy. This Excel sheet is our garden wish list. We ordered stuff in least and most priorities. Lawn was a low priority, bug houses, higher priority, etc. I forgot about this. This is the northern lights from our house. Can you believe it? That's my first time seeing them. This is me doing some volunteer garden work, and I am driving a tractor. This is the biggest tractor I've ever driven. If you think that this isn't a tractor, then you can go away. Okay, now the garden wildlife is really starting to show up. This is our local sparrowhawk. He's just a little male. The females are bigger. It's not here for the bird feeders, it's here for the birds. This is an apex predator. Okay, this is the last volunteering session of 2024. Right before Christmas, absolutely freezing. That's why we've got fire on. It's also to reduce some of the waste on site. This is me trying to recreate that meme of the little girl standing in front of a burning house and staring at the camera and smiling. Yeah. Oh, this was a starling murmuration over a reed bed. If you ever get a chance to see a starling murmuration, go do it. They get way bigger than this. There's some great footage on some of the Attenborough documentaries that you can probably look up. Ooh, pretty. Okay, this was a day out by the coast. There's a mix of salt marshes and freshwater lagoons. They're full of waders. I took my big camera to take some pictures. Snap, 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 snap. And then we went and hid out in the 360 bird hide and had a go at some bird impressions. Yeah, I can't do bird impressions. Back to the garden. So this was the arrival of our compost bin. I thought it was too small when it arrived, but actually it's just the right size. We're still filling it now. I'm just measuring out the different lengths here because I'm not very good at following instructions, so I knew I was going to mess this up. And I'm trying a new thing where I actually read the instructions and do things properly. Reasons why every wildlife garden should have a compost bin. Firstly, it helps you save money because you are creating compost rather than going out and buying it. It's a sustainable practice. You get to recycle things like grass cuttings, dead leaves, fruit and veg scraps, cardboard boxes, dead plants, coffee grounds, eggshells and newspaper, and turn it into something useful for your garden. This reduces waste sent to landfill. If you've got plants that require a lot of nutrients, compost is really good to add in nutrients to the soil, and it benefits soil structure. This improves the health of plants, it makes them more resistant to pests and diseases, therefore reducing the needs for chemicals further down the line. The compost bins themselves are habitats. They've got multiple layers of different types of organic matter, creating loads of little hidey holes for invertebrates to hide in. It supplies food for them. So there's loads of living life inside compost heaps. You can even get reptiles living in them, such as the slowworm, which is one of 6 reptiles that we have in the UK. And then if we think about what would eat those invertebrates, we can then talk about mammals and birds, and suddenly you've got this whole ecosystem going on. Compost heaps are really cool, and there's loads of different ways to compost as well. I also have a bokashi compost system, which I will show in another video, and a worm farm, I guess we'll call it. Oh look, it's finished! How good does that look? Okay, what's this? Where am I? Oh, this is me trying to save the apple tree. I thought the apple tree needed saving So there's an apple tree in here, it's really productive, produces fruit every year, but it's completely covered in different vegetation. There's a holly tree blocking the light, it's competing for space, it's competing for resources. So I decided to remove the vegetation around the apple tree to give it some space and light. But unfortunately, because it had been growing in such low light conditions under all of this vegetation, the stem, aka the trunk, had grown long and thin and floppy. Which meant when I removed said holly tree, apple tree fell over and flopped onto the floor. I just don't know what to do with it now. Oh my god, these are the local sparrows having a bath. These sparrows pretty much live in our garden. They do this every time it rains. They're washing off parasites and dust, cleaning their feathers. They're so cute! Okay, so this is a great example of a symbiotic relationship in nature. Those little black dots are all aphids, and the aphids are sucking the sap out of the leaves. Now when they do this, the aphids secrete something called honeydew, which is a sweet sticky substance, and the ants frickin' love it. So you can see a bunch of ants running around eating the secretions from the aphids' anuses, and in return what the aphids get is protection from predators such as ladybirds, which notoriously love eating aphids. Oh, and then we've also got a lot of these shield bugs. I think these ones are dock bugs. They're also known as stink bugs. They only live a year. Sorry guys. This is the biggest transformation yet. Get ready. This, my friends, is the gravel sea. It drove me bonkers, but gave me muscles. This gravel is really small. It took ages to remove. And there's also a weed suppressant sheet underneath. What we want to do with this area is turn it completely into a pollinator haven, but we'll also have a seating area as well. Today we're only doing a little bit at the back. We've got a hedge to plant. This rubber tyre was filled with a ground sheet and some rocks, and it basically collected rainwater so that the birds had something to drink and wash in. And the sparrows absolutely love this. We're gonna create our own version. Here I'm aerating the whole area that we've turned over. The soil was obviously very compacted under the gravel and the weed suppressant sheet. There was no life in it whatsoever. There was no worms, no beetles, nothing. And our first plants are going into the garden. This will be a mixed hedgerow. So we've got dog rose, guelder rose, alder buckthorn, hawthorn, dogwood, hazel and crabapple. And what these will do is all flower at different times of the year and also produce fruits at different times of the year. So it's going to be great for keeping pollinators, mammals and birds fed throughout the year. I know these look like we're planting twigs, but I promise you, these will be hedges. It looks so underwhelming when you look at it like this. This will look good. Here's a before. Here's the after. You can kind of see that we've reshaped it. We've replanted a few things that we found around the garden there, but the main job was to get that hedge planted. We did it!